everyone, this is Palak Vadadia from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will discuss the subject that is network theory, and in network theory we will discuss the topic that is Laplace transform analysis, which is very useful when we want to solve any circuit that having a inductor as well as capacitor. Alright, so let's start our today's session of Laplace transform analysis. Before that, we will discuss one block diagram. Here, circuit analysis. That means one circuit is given to you and then you have to find out the current and voltage. Okay, but here it's not a resistive circuit, but that circuit has contained the inductor, capacitor as well as resistor. Then the one thing is what? You can directly find out the value of voltage and current. Okay, that is a direct solution. But that is difficult. Why? Because for example, I'll give you the simple thing, that is if we have a simple series RLC circuit, only 3 elements, and that 3 elements are connected in a series, and one voltage source, that is V of t. And if I say I want to find out the I, current I, loop current, then simply what we will do, we will write one equation, that is V, that equal to what, IR plus L di by dt plus 1 by C integration of I into dt. Now here to find the value of I, that is difficult because integration is also there, some differentiation is also there. If you want to cancel that integration, if we take the differentiation, then double derivation will present. Alright. So you can solve that kind of the equation, that is using the higher order differential equation. But if I don't want to use the higher order differential equation, then I have to use the method that is what? It's a Laplace transform analysis. That means first a circuit that is in a time domain, that you have to convert into the frequency domain. Because the Laplace is what? It's a frequency domain analysis method. So you have to convert, that is every element in a S domain. S is what? Is a frequency domain analysis, because the value of S, that equal to what? It's a j omega. So then we convert the resistor, inductor and capacitor in a S domain. So what will happen? Now your resistor and inductor, that will behave as a resistor. That is, your inductor and capacitor will behave as a resistor. So you can do some series parallel combination. Okay. So how you can convert your circuit into the S domain? That is by using the Laplace transform. Now, as I discussed, now you can apply any circuit analysis technique, that is mesh, node, source transformation, then source shifting, anything. You can also use some series parallel combination. So you will get your answer of current and voltage, but again that is in a S domain. That is what is a frequency domain. But I want my answer in a time domain. So how I can convert from S domain to the time domain? So for that I have to use the inverse Laplace transform. Alright. So I will get the answer of voltage and current in a time domain. So whenever I want to use the Laplace transform, then first of all I have to convert the circuit into the S domain. Then I have to do some necessary step and find out the voltage and current in a S domain. Then I have to take the inverse Laplace. So I will get the voltage and current in a time domain. Now we will discuss the sum of the function and its Laplace transform. So the first function is what? It's a 1. And the Laplace transform is what? It's a 1 by S. Similarly, if I want to find out the Laplace of t, that is what? It's a 1 by S square. See, this all thing already you have studied, right? How to find the Laplace, how to take the inverse Laplace. This is just the overview. And this formula that you have to remember, because this we will use when we solve the network. Now, the Laplace of e raised to at is what? It's a 1 upon s minus a. E raised to minus at is what? It's a 1 upon s plus a. Now the Laplace of sine omega t, that is omega upon s square plus omega square. Now the Laplace of cos omega t, that is what? It's s upon s square plus omega square. Laplace of e raised to at sine omega t, that is what? Omega upon s minus a whole square plus omega square. Now instead of e raised to at, if I have e raised to minus at, then only the one changes there. In place of s minus a, I have to consider s plus a. Now next is what? Is e raised to at cos omega t. And the Laplace is what? Is s minus a upon s minus a whole square plus omega square. Here also if I have e raised to minus at, then again a one small change, that is instead of s minus a, I have to consider s plus a. Now the next is what? Is e raised to at sine hyperbolic omega t. So you just compare the equation, that is e raised to at sine omega t. Only the one difference is there, instead of plus, here what we have? Minus. So the Laplace of e raised to at sine hyperbolic omega t, that equal to omega s minus a whole square minus omega square. So the Laplace of e raised to at cos hyperbolic omega t, that is what? It's s minus a upon s minus a whole square minus omega square. Again you just compare the equation, that is with the e raised to at cos omega t. Only the one small difference, that is instead of plus, here what we have? That is minus. Now we will see how we can write the register in a S domain. Because we know that whenever we want to do the circuit analysis, then we have to convert this all elements in a S domain. So for that you just consider this is what? It's a one resistor, right? That is R. And I'm just saying the current, that is what? It's a I of t. And the voltage is what? It's a V of t. Now if I want to write down the equation, that is V of t, that equal to what? It's a I of t into R, because V equal to what? It's a IR. Now just convert this into the S domain, or you can say take the Laplace. Then the Laplace of V of t is what? It's a V of S. Laplace of I of t is what? It's a I of S, and then R as it is, because it's a constant. Now you just draw the network. That is, here I have a one resistor and the current is what? It's a I of S, and the voltage, that is what? It's a plus minus V of S. So you just compare these two diagrams. So in a time domain or in a frequency domain, this resistor will remain as it is. Only the one thing, that is I of t, that will become I of S, and V of t, that is converted into the V of S. Alright. Now next we will discuss how we can represent the inductor in a S domain. So again just consider one inductor. Here the current is what? It's a I of t. And the voltage is what? Plus minus, that is V of t, and this inductor L. Now you just write down the equation to find out the voltage drop across inductor. That is V of t, that equal to what? It's a L d I of t by dt. Now convert this equation into the Laplace or S domain. So V of t will become what? It's a V of S. L is constant. Now you just recall the formula, that is the Laplace of differentiation. So that is what? It's a S into I of S minus I0 plus. Right, this I0 plus is what? It's an initial condition. Now just open this bracket. Here what we will get? Ls into I of S minus Li0 plus. Alright. So this is the equation of what? It's a V of S. Now Just draw the circuit diagram. Here this will become what? I of S. Now here what we have is not inductor because we are just multiplying this L with the S. Okay. And as such here we don't have any term that is related to I of S. So what is this? This will become as a voltage source, and the value of this source is what? Is a Li0 plus. You can write down 0 minus instead of 0 plus. Now if the current is passing in this direction, so plus minus. Here see the subtraction is there. That means inside this we have to use the polarity, that is what? It's a minus plus. Then and then we can write that V of S that equal to what? It's a Ls into I of S minus Li0 plus. So whenever you want to convert this inductor in a S domain, then you have to multiply this L with the S. Okay. And then in this series with this inductor, you have to draw a one voltage source. And the value of that source is what? Is the Li0 plus. And then you just remember the polarity. That is what? Is a negative positive. Okay. Now next is what? Capacitor. So again what we will do? We will just consider one capacitor C. Voltage is what? It's a plus or minus V of t. And the current is what? It's a I of t. Now first we will write the equation, that is V of t that equal to 1 by C integration of I of t into dt. Now just convert this equation into the Laplace. So what we get? V of S that equal to 1 by C. Now you just think about this, the Laplace of this integration, that will become what? It's the I of S upon S plus, that is Q, that is what? It's the initial charge, Q0 plus, divided by what? It's a S. Q is known as a what? It's a capacitor charge, and that is known as the initial condition. Alright, now you just open the bracket. So what we will get? I of S upon Cs plus Q0 plus by C into S. Now Q by C is what? It's a V. So I of S upon Cs plus Vc0 plus divided by S. Now convert this into the, like in a network, see here. Here what will, this will become 1 upon Cs. Here the current is what? It's a I of S. In series I have to draw the one voltage source. And the value of that is what? Is a Vc0 plus upon S. Like this. And here we have a voltage, that is V of S. Now current is passing in this direction, so plus minus, again plus minus. Then and then we can add these two things. So whenever we just convert the capacitor here, it will become 1 upon Cs, and this will become Vc0 plus divided by what? It's a S. Now next we will discuss the initial and final condition in a RLC. See, first of all, this resistor will remain initial condition as it is, in final also as it is. But now if we talk about this capacitor, see what will happen? Initially what will happen when you apply the voltage? Capacitor start charging. So it will act as a line segment, or you can say short circuit. And when the capacitor is fully charged, after that it will act as a open circuit. So that is known as a final or steady state condition. Now in an inductor also, see when you apply the voltage or current, what will happen? This coil is slowly start to energize. So initially it will act as a what? Open circuit. But when the coil is fully energized, after that it will act as a short circuit. Alright. So please remember this table. This we will use when we solve the example of switching in RLC. I hope this session is clear. Thank you.